Perhaps one of the most famous Victorian female authors would be Charlotte Brontë. Charlotte Brontë was born in Thornton in Yorkshire, England on April 21st, 1816. The third child of the Anglican minister Patrick Brontë and his wife Maria Branwell, Charlotte was soon followed with the birth of her brother Patrick, her sister Emily, and her sister Anne. Shortly after the birth of her sister Anne, in 1820, the Brontë family moved to Haworth, where her father had found a work at a church there. Within 1 year of moving to Haworth, Charlotte's mother, Maria, died of cancer. Following the death of her mother, Charlotte and her two older sisters, Maria and Elizabeth, and her younger sister Emily, were enrolled in a girls' religious boarding school, the Clergy Daughters' School at Cowan Bridge. Charlotte did not enjoy the experiences that she had at Cowan Bridge. Her early experiences at the school were often assumed to be the inspiration for the portrayal of Lowood School, the boarding facility of her most famous protagonist, Jane Eyre. The sisters' stay at the school was short, however, with Charlotte and Emily returning to Haworth Parsonage after Maria and Elizabeth died of tuberculosis. While she did attend two other schools, the majority of the Brontë daughters' education occurred at home under the tutelage of their mostly disconnected father. With their reclusive father, the Brontë children spent the majority of their time reading and creating worlds of make-believe. The conflict between her dream worlds and real life would be a contributing factor to the lifelong depression that Charlotte Brontë suffered. After completing a school program at Rowe School, Charlotte became a teacher there at the age of 15 to help pay for and support the education of her sister Emily. After 3 years teaching, Charlotte resigned and went through a short period of acting as a governess for well-to-do families. Finding no contentment in her work, Charlotte and her sisters moved to Brussels, Belgium, in 1843 to attend a language school there. It was reported while attending school, Charlotte fell in love with a married professor, Constantine Hagar. Though she never confessed, Charlotte never fully admitted the facts to herself concerning her feelings. After returning to Haworth in 1844, Charlotte fell into a deep depression. She was lonely and felt that she lacked the ability to do any sort of creative work. During this time, she discovered the poetry her sisters had been writing, as she had been writing. After discussion, it was decided that the sisters would each write a novel and offer all of them together to a publisher under different pen names. While her sisters' works were accepted, Charlotte's first book, The Professor, which was based upon her Brussels experience, was rejected. Although her first book was declined, Charlotte Bronte's second novel, Jane Eyre, was published in 1847 under the pen name Currer Bell. Only after publication did she realize that she would be unable to keep the secret of her identity. Charlotte revealed that she was the author of the book. Scholars have claimed that Jane Eyre is somewhat of an autobiographical tale, given the similarities between the character of Jane and Charlotte herself. Between 1848 and 1849, Bronte's remaining two sisters and brother died within 8 months of each other. Following the death of her siblings, Bronte finished and published the novel Shirley. Publication for Shirley was in 1849, and the book was grounds for a study of the bold and active heroine and a friend who represented someone with a more traditional feminine quality. In her last completed work, Villette, which was published in 1853, Bronte returns to the Brussels affair she had with the professor. Following the publication of Villette, In 1854, Charlotte Bronte married the Reverend Arthur Nichols, who had been an associate of her father. There has been debate among Bronte scholars concerning whether the couple was happily married. Regardless of the state of their marriage was a short one, lasting less than a year. Only a few weeks after learning she was pregnant, Charlotte was diagnosed with pneumonia. Though she was curable, perhaps in an effort to end her own life, Charlotte refused all food and water, and she died approximately 6 weeks later, most likely from extreme dehydration, on March 31, 1855.